All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers Show, your weekly rock news outlet, if you will. And we got a doozy of a show this week. Boy, oh boy, we're going to start out with a review. Me and Doc went and saw Sammy Hager, Saturday night. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. Then we'll be going on to legendary band retiring. Got to talk about that, and a couple of lawsuits that are mind blowing in our legal department. Yeah, yeah, this is really something else. Huh? Ozzy's still in the news. He can't leave the news, if you will. And a pair of regular glasses sold for quite a bit of money. We'll talk about that. And we got some tributes and all sorts of stuff going on. Been a crazy week in rock news. But I can't do it alone. Gotta do it with my man from up there in Wayne's World. That would be Doc Vox. What's shaking up there, Doc?
Yeah, it's been quite a week, man. Can't wait to get into it. Of course, you're always looking forward to doing the show, but this week a little extra. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. And if this is your first time, you probably picked a good week to stop by. And what we do is the weekly rock news every Monday. And if you love rock and roll as we do in all of its forms, and like to keep up with the interesting and important and wacky stories as they come about, this is could be the channel for you. So please subscribe so you can keep in touch with us and bring you
Yeah.
this every single Monday, as I said. So yeah, the busy week and the busy weekend for live music here in Chicago as well. We had Lollapalooza was in town,
Didn't
and
know any of the
yeah.
bands. Yeah. I don't know any of the
Yeah,
bands.
we've
I'm
kind of
too
talked
old.
about it in the past, but it just seems to be further off our radar every year. And I don't know. My daughter went. She had a great time. She went for a couple, like 2 out of the 3 days, and she said it was awesome. But yeah, good for her. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
went to a different show. We went to see Sammy Hagar Saturday night at our favorite venue there in Tinley Park, and
Sammy, yeah.
yeah, pretty good show.
Yeah, not too shabby. Sammy with Joe Satriani on guitars, easy for me to say. Michael Anthony on bass, and Jason Bonham on drums. And good show. The show started out with Loverboy. I've seen them a few times before, and they're always a good show. Mike Reno, people might have noticed. Yeah, he's put on a few pounds, and but a great singer and a great, they got a great list of songs of hits to play, and they played them all night long, and did a damn good job. I wasn't surprised. But actually, before we even get into that, it's really bizarre how things get stranger and stranger at the facility we watch our. It's a Live Nation facility, right? Basically,
Oh yeah,
Tinley Park.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and as we're driving in, I've got a secret spot to sneak in, so I can park basically within the first three rows every time. And while I'm doing that, we're passing this parking lot where it's $200 to park. And it's like
Two hundred dollars, dude.
some kind of special, perk, I guess, because it's not that close to the venue. You still have to walk a good ways. Actually, we probably parked closer, with my little trick
Probably
there.
as the crow flies, probably closer. Yeah.
And it's funny because that same lot last year it was 100, and a couple weeks ago I went and saw Limp Bizkit. It was 120, and now they jacked it up to 200. So holy schmokums! And that's just one of the annoying things. But of course now you have to have your tickets on the phone. You can't print them out because they've got like a tracer on the barcode that goes back and forth. Just so you can't print it out, you have to have that special barcode on your phone with the tracer going back and forth. And they've got bad phone service here at Tinley Park. Of all the places to have
Right.
bad phone service, it's Tinley Park. And yeah, we everybody was having issues. So I hope they get that squared away. So what do you think about Sammy though, there, Doc?
Yeah, it's the fourth time I've seen Sammy now, including
Oh,
one with Van Halen. So yeah, I've been kind of familiar with this set, and I don't know. I was hoping it was going to be a little more Van Halen heavy. It was a little more, I suppose, but I was hoping for more. I mean, he kind of did all his hits, all his solo stuff as well. Got
mm-hmm.
all that in there, and I don't know. He did a couple deep cut. He did a lot. They did a lot off the 5150 album. That's where they started off with "Hello, Baby," and got into good enough. You know, right? The first song off the first album. All right, that's appropriate enough.
Right.
And did a lot of songs off that album. Didn't do anything off of OU 812, except for right at the end when it's love. But yeah, that's a great album. I was hoping for your, you
I would
know,
have liked to have seen more
finish
off
what
the
you
first.
started, and a couple of those songs.
I
But
think they just did one off the first album, right? The debut.
yeah, as far as the Roth era, they just did a couple songs of the Roth era. They did, yeah, he talking about love, and did Jump as an encore.
He
But
could have done better. Could have done more early stuff. Doggone it. That first album was
yeah,
monumental.
yeah, I
Oh,
kind of get him not doing a lot of Roth era stuff. I mean,
yeah.
that's got to hurt a little bit. I don't know. He's done it so often. I guess he's gotten past that probably by now. But one thing I noticed, Sammy, he's what 76 now. He's getting up there
Yeah.
in years, and I noticed especially towards the end of the end of the set where Michael Anthony would kind of jump in and do a verse here and there, and I don't know if that was kind of something that they had worked out ahead of time, and I'll give you this
Let him
signal,
catch
and I
his
need a
breath or
break, jump
whatever.
in, and I mean it was seamless. It worked out great. It did, the pros they did great, but yeah, I just kind of wonder, as that was happening. I mean, yeah, Sammy probably needs to take a drink or something,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Satriani did a good job. It's a hard job to do, playing Eddie Van Halen licks. And he played them really good, although, it was obviously Joe Satriani. I mean, you probably couldn't have been able to tell
uh,
without even seeing him actually play him just by because like Brian May, like Pink Floyd's David Gilmour. When they're playing a guitar, it's them. So
uh,
he did the songs really great, but
yeah,
you
just
knew it
not
was
quite
him.
that same Eddie
Eddie,
crunching parts,
and
just
just
yeah, just
the
subtle,
excitement, just
yeah.
smiling, just
That's
just
the thing I was
wailing.
thinking about. That's what I was thinking. God, we miss Eddie. And it
Oh,
was
jeez.
when they came out, everybody's always trying to look all bad and menacing, and they come out, and they're all smiles, man. Van Halen, they were
Yeah.
just all smile. They were the good time band, and
No
just
leather,
blowing
no
everybody
black
away,
leather,
and
just,
right.
just great, great music, the debut album. Yeah, and they only did one song out of that. So nonetheless, we got to see them.
It was great just to get the experience. That's the last time we're gonna hear those songs by the people that were
Them
involved.
people.
So
Yeah, yeah, true that.
just for that alone, it was worth going. So yeah, I'll give her a thumbs up as always. Sammy's always a good time.
Sure, sure. Ah, here we go. We sort of saw this coming. Legendary Aerosmith. Holy smokes. I'm sure everybody's heard by now that they've been postponing a tour try and get Steven Tyler's vocal cords repaired. We've been talking about this for quite a while. How they've been using plastic inserts or whatever, trying to do their best to get his vocal cords back in
Yeah, he actually
action.
had a broken
Broken
larynx, broken
larynx.
vocal
Oh.
cord. Yeah.
And then late last week, they came out with this notice here. It says it was 1970 when a spark of inspiration became Aerosmith. Thanks to you, our Blue Army, that spark caught flame and has been burning for over 5 decades. Some of you have been with us since the beginning, and all of you are the reason we made rock and roll history. It has been the honor of our lives to have our music become part of yours. In every club, on every massive tour, and at moments, grand and private, you have given us a place in the soundtrack of your lives. We've always wanted to blow your mind when performing. As you know, Steven's voice is an instrument like no other. He has spent months tirelessly working on getting his voice to where it was before his injury. We've seen him struggle despite having the best medical team by his side. Sadly, it is clear that a full recovery from his vocal injury is not possible. We have made a heartbreaking and difficult but necessary decision as a band of brothers to retire from the touring stage. We are grateful beyond words and everyone uh, who was pumped to get on the road with us one last time. Grateful to our expert crew, our incredible team, and the thousands of talented people who made our historic run possible. A final thank you to you, the best fans on planet Earth. Play our music loud now and always. Dream on, you've made our dreams come true. For those who purchase their tickets through Ticketmaster, you will be automatically refunded, blah, blah. Though there's nothing further you need to do. For those who purchase tickets, SeatGeek, reach out, blah, blah. So there you go. You know, I tell you, they got nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh gosh,
They
no.
kicked it forever. They really, they were at the top. I look at, England had the Beatles, we had the Beach Boys. England had Led Zeppelin, we had Aerosmith. Aerosmith was, most people called, America's Led Zeppelin. And actually they far out, outlasted Led Zeppelin and just kept pushing out music. Although, and as a matter of fact, yeah, here we go. We got their first one, got their Get Their Wings, got their Toys in the Attic, got their Draw the Line. I don't know where my rocks went. And then I've got the Nine Lives and Pump. So
Okay.
I've had plenty of Aerosmith through the years. And yeah, just, from that very first album, Mama Kin, that first song that some bands, it's probably one of my older brother's bands was playing that. And from that point on, they've just been kicking ass. I personally think their drug fueled era was the best. I have to say,
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
man,
I mean,
boy,
kicking out in the '70s, man, they were the shit, man. Yeah,
Toys in
Toys
the
in the
Attic.
Attic was the first album I ever bought. I mean,
Oh,
I was a fan back in the day, and yeah, I got all their stuff on CD all the way up through well, Pump, and then I don't know what Just Push Play. I got that one. So yeah, oh yeah, big Aerosmith guy, and like I said, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we kind of saw this coming. We've talked about it, and kind of didn't think the odds were very good that they'd finish, and sure enough, that came to be. But man, yeah, Aerosmith, and then of
boy,
course
boy.
everybody kind of credits, well, a lot of people credit Run DMC with helping them with the comeback, but yeah, they would have come back anyway. They come back with Permanent
Yeah,
Vacation. That was their comeback.
right. Yeah,
It wasn't Run. I guess Run DMC kind of introduced them to maybe a bit of a new audience, but
yeah,
still they had to hold that audience. And
sure,
of course,
sure.
in the '80s, they were kind of a different band and kind of getting into the more of a pop area, I suppose. And then the '90s, they really
Ballads,
kind of went down that way. And
rock
yeah, once
ballads.
you do a Diane Warren song and a soundtrack, it's kind of yeah, the hard rocking days are kind of behind you.
Oh, but boy,
But
those early hard rocking days. Oh man.
Steven Tyler, I give him credit. He didn't try to cheat the fans. He didn't try to lip sync. He didn't try to you know, muster through some kind of way. Hey, can't do it anymore. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys. But
that's it. Wow.
um, at the Sammy show, Sammy brought it up, and
Yeah.
uh, and that was an odd thing of the show too. He says, "Yeah, now we're going to do a tribute to Aerosmith," and
Yeah.
then he did Helter Skelter,
Yeah,
which
what the hell?
that
Yeah.
I'm not connecting those dots, Sammy. But all right,
No.
if you say so.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember Aerosmith ever doing that song. Yeah. But, well, it is what it is. Oh, they sure rocked our ass off, and I got plenty of music to, keep the fire alive with them because boy, they got some good songs, man. Them early albums were great, and then then they went all sissy and ballady and
Yeah.
gosh, oh, I've been waiting to get to this one.
Oh, you
Here
know
they are.
what? Before we move on from that, talking about canceled tours, just want to mention this real quick for a couple seconds. Garbage canceling their remaining shows due to an injury that our good we're a fan of Shirley Manson.
Shirley Manson,
She
yeah.
sustained an injury on the UK tour, and
Wow.
I guess it's gotten they didn't specify the injury, but I guess it's gotten to the point where they had to call off the rest of their tour. So she's gonna have to
Wow.
get that taken care of and do rehab for whatever it is. But we
Holy
don't know the exact
smokes.
injury, but. Wish her well for sure. Big fan of hers. We enjoyed her show. Well, we
Oh
saw a
yeah.
couple years ago.
That
Yeah, it was
was
a great show.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, here's some guys who probably ain't feeling too great right now, and that would be the 1975. Holy schmokums. Nice headline here. The 1975 sued for 2.4 million by Good Vibes Festival over Matt Healy and Ross McDonald kiss incident. Now, what this was is, see, they're these dopes. These really, it's a festival, Good Vibes Festival. It's in Malaysia. Malaysia. Now, doggone it. Uh, they had, Malaysia is basically, it's a pretty religious country, and they don't mess around with stuff like this. Now, boy, while performing at the festival in 2023, where it was is Kuala Lumpur. Frontman Matt Healy criticized the Malaysian government and its anti-LGBTQ laws on stage, and then kissed bassist Ross McDonald. And here's the kicker, man. This is how extreme stuff is over there. Their set was cut short and caused the remainder of the 3-day festival to be canceled. And then following that, they were banned from performing in the country. And you know, the problem is they agreed to the rules of the festival, and they had specific rules that they just decided we're not going to follow. So now the festival is suing them for $2.4 million, citing that the band's actions led the festival to be forced to shut down. Which, whatever. Their action. I don't know how that goes, but they'll make it work on a court over there. So I think they're in a bit of trouble there. The Boy, oh boy. According to court documents filed in the UK High Court, festival organizers Future Sound Asia have claimed that the 75 deliberately went ahead against the festival's restrictions that were given to them ahead of the performance. So they knew ahead of the performance they couldn't swear, no smoking, no drinking on stage, no taking off clothes, no talking about politics or religion. So, man, they had a tight leash on these guys, and they didn't seem to follow through. Hey, Doc?
You know, they've done this before. They did it back. Oh
They
gosh,
did.
it's been a few years ago, 2018, I want to say. But
Oh,
so they're familiar with the culture and the expectations and everything. But and I hate to start getting into this stuff, but here we are, and it's kind of that generation that just kind of thinks they can pick and choose what laws they can abide by, and and maybe in our cultures, yeah, there's a little leeway that kind of way, but in Malaysia, no. I mean, and they spelled it out before. No, do not do this.
yeah.
And as soon as they did it, boom, they yanked their ass off stage. They shut down the festival. That's it. But I mean,
Lawsuits are
that's
coming. Yeah.
extreme. But that's what people need to realize, man. There's so much of this, America bashing, and especially from that community. And look at over there, just a kiss on stage
Boom.
did this,
The whole
did this.
festival shut down. Yeah.
And they
And they're
probably would have done it regardless with just the speech. I wonder. I wonder if it was just a kiss or just the whole speech. He was, criticizing their government, their way of life. Man, you can't do that,
can't
man.
do
You
that over
cannot
there.
do
No,
that.
no. And they
So
were paid
they're
350 grand. They were
oh
paid
yeah,
250 grand and had agreed to abide by the rules
yeah.
in order to take part in the festival. They're going to lose the lawsuit. They did not abide by the rules. And yeah, they played in 2016 and they were told of the restrictions then. And apparently they was all right with it, but nope, they just had to push it too far. So now, yeah, I mean, they're oh, they're not just going to be sued by the festival. They're going to be sued by the vendors. Let me see here.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a couple different amounts. I've seen 2.4 million and I saw
hmm
3.6 million. So
Well,
I don't know, maybe just the festivals, the 2.4, and with the vendors added on, you get 3.6. But I saw a couple amounts on that.
what says here the incident and cancellation of the remaining days of Good Vibes Festival led to roughly 18 police reports filed over the incident. At the time, various Malaysian
Holy jeez.
artists and festival vendors readied a class action lawsuit against the 75 over the cancellation of the fest. So they're in a world of hurt, boy. They better get some good lawyers, and they're good.
Yeah,
They, they, I,
here's
I
what he
doubt
had
they're.
to say. This is what kind of caused uproar. So they're on stage. It says, "I don't see the fucking point, right? I do not see the point of inviting the 1975 to a country and telling us who we can have sex with." Oh
Oh,
boy.
oh boy.
He
Oh,
continued, "I'm sorry if that offends you. and you're religious and it's part of your fucking government, but your government are a bunch of fucking retards, and I don't care anymore. If you push, I'm going to push back. I am not in the fucking mood. I am not in the fucking mood,
Oh man.
dude.
And the
Where
Malaysian
did you
L
think?
L
What did you think was going to be the response to that? What did you think there was going to be? What were you hoping to achieve by that? There's
oh
no
yeah.
good can come from that.
And then the Malaysian LGBTQ plus community also condemned Healy over his actions, arguing that foreigners don't get to come in and shit on us and tell us how to do things, especially when they only make it worse for us. Boy, way to go, dumbasses. Yeah, we'll be hearing about this more in the future. They're gonna get sued by a bunch of people. So hope they got the money. Hope
I
they
mean,
had,
yeah, obviously,
oh,
it's an extreme reaction to that, but who are we to say, man? That's their culture.
that's their
I'm sure there's
culture.
stuff over here that they would think is an extreme reaction. So,
Yeah, you got
I mean,
that
you got to
right.
respect people's culture, and this guy totally just, I mean, that language is just as disrespectful as you
Oh
can get,
man.
man. Your government's a
Wow.
bunch of fucking retards. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you
Welcome to
think
our
that's gonna? What
country.
do you think is gonna? Especially when they already told you. They already
Yeah.
told you none of that stuff. And he takes it. He not even brought it up. He amped it up, man. He brought it to the nth degree,
Oh
dude.
boy. Well,
You got what's coming to you, man.
they deserve what they got coming, absolutely. And we'll be hearing updates, I'm sure, as this goes on. Here's speaking of updates, here's an update. Gosh, we haven't talked about these cats in a while. Where are they? There they are. Neil Sean and Jonathan Kane. Well, they're back in court. Oh my gosh. According to Ultimate Classic Rock, yes, Jonathan Kane has once again filed a lawsuit against Neo Shan, the group's lone remaining founding member, and once again he's charging him with overspending. You know, they own the Journey name 50/50, basically the Journey organization. These two own it 50/50, and apparently Neo Shan just can't not overspend. That's basically what it amounts to.
That's
His
putting it mildly
Kane's, yeah,
overspending.
well, Kane's new Fort
If
Kyle,
these allegations are true, anyway.
yeah,
Sorry.
his
Go ahead.
court filing accuses Sean of maxing out an American Express count with a $1 million limit while exceeding a daily hotel fee cap of 1,500. That seems reasonable. Instead, the suit claims Sean has spent up to 10,000 a night on a room. Well,
Dude, what kind of room are you getting for 10 grand, man?
what the
fifteen
hell's
hundred,
wrong
man.
with him?
I've never stayed in a 1,500 a night room. I'm sure it's pretty nice, man. But
Yeah, the
yeah,
lawsuit also
not
says
nice enough for him.
debt payments had been blocked. At one point, Journey's finances were allegedly in such disarray that the crew and production company couldn't be paid during the ongoing stadium tour. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Kane's lawyers at Fox Rothschild. Hello, Fox Rothschild. That
Quite,
sounds like
yes, yes.
quite, quite, yeah, yeah.
Scuttlebutt, scuttlebutt. Yes,
LLP.
yes.
Parum, parum, parum. Argue that these unforeseen strains on cash flow now pose a severe threat of harm to the company and to Journey's storied history of musical greatness. They say the band is suffering through divided loyalties, crew defections, and general tension. And what a freaking shame of all the things when they're not a struggling band. They've got more money than they need, and yet they still, I don't know. It seems like Kane is the more conservative financially, obviously, and I don't know what's with Neil Sean. Jeez, because on a tour, everything's written off, but still, a $1,500 room that would be good for me. I could deal with that every
Yeah,
night.
yeah,
But
for sure.
$10,000, jeez. Here we go though, and I think they're still on tour. That's got to be the weirdest stage ever, Yeah. You
We've
got
talked about their
Arnell
troubles in
out
the
front
past, and
worrying. Yeah, Arnell's out front saying, "No, you can fire me all you want."
right, right,
These
exactly.
two
That's
are
what I
going
say.
back and forth, and holy cow!
Yeah, we've talked about their troubles in the past, and by all accounts, they're trying to, they're done with the infighting, and things have been, they resolved their issues, and things have been going relatively smoothly, and we haven't heard anything. And yeah, it got to the point where Arnell was like, "You fire me anytime, I don't, whatever." He was ready to go, but
Boy, oh
apparently they
boy.
got everything worked out. But now, Yeah, his spending's got out of control, and well, there's more to the suit too. Like you said, they're 50-50. So as part of it, they're asking to get a court ordered third party to break the ties,
They should actually.
which yeah, it's probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah, they
Uh,
need to. They need to. They
they're gonna
need
give him
somebody to
Steve
take.
Perry to break the ties or what? I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi-oh.
But haven't seen any response from Neil Schoen on this yet, but I'm
Hmm.
sure one will be forthcoming. There usually is.
Well,
But
just don't stop believing, Doc.
don't stop
Don't
believing. You
stop
know what? I
believing.
wonder what other bands think of them. You know what I
Uh,
mean? Like they toured with Toto. I remember they had a couple tours with Toto. I wonder what bands that they're touring with
if
think
they're
of them
real
now.
band members, they hate each other. They all hate each other. So that's what band member. They'll criticize other. They'll criticize the other band. Just like Spinal Tap in the hallway when they met the Dr. Johnny Fever, that band there. Oh, you're playing the big thing, and then they part
Oh,
ways,
I
and
remember.
oh, he's a wanker. Yeah, he couldn't sell out with us without us on the ticket. They just trash each other behind their backs, but they got to be jealous of what a storied career, what a storied catalog of songs, and these two just can't. Well, I don't know. Personally, yeah, I'm a conservative in terms of spending just because I have to be. But if he's overspent and he taps out $1 million American Express card, come on.
Well, it gets to the point we're not be able to pay the crew and production
That
teams and stuff.
then
That's
you got
that's
a
that's where it's
problem.
gone too far. Yeah.
And that that
So,
that something like that'll get through the industry. Yeah, yeah. Don't work for Journey. No, no, don't even go anywhere. The crew members in the industry saying that's one band you don't want to work for. Blah blah. So
oh yeah.
yeah, they're hurting their rep,
I wonder if he
folks.
regrets bringing Jonathan Cain into the band. Damn it! I should have kept Greg Rowley. Damn it!
Oh yeah, Greg was
He may have
great.
been more of a problem. Though. Who knows? But yeah,
Oh
yeah, we'll see
boy.
what happens with this one. Like I said, I haven't heard anything from Sean yet, but I'm sure we will.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Another item. Oh, I chopped their heads off. Oh, what a bummer. Ozzy, and Brittany. Speaking of Brittany with the chopped off head, you've seen the South Park episode, right?
I knew, I knew that's where you were going. Yes.
Oh boy, they've got that one. Yeah, but yeah, they've been at it. Ozzy criticized Brit, if I may call her Brit. Uh, uh, Let me see. He said, "I'm fed up of seeing poor old Britney Spears dancing on YouTube every effing day. It's sad, very, very sad." And then Ozzy's son Jack jokes, "Save Britney," while daughter Kelly had, "I know, I feel so sorry for her." And Britney basically just responded by saying, "I'm going to tell the Osborne family, who is the most boring family known to mankind, to kindly f off." It's like, yeah, but now Ozzy's come back and they're trying to make nicey nice. And
Yeah.
Ozzy and his family have apologized to her for their comments. And jeez, these dopes. You know, uh, uh, Gosh, in the podcast, Kelly Osbourne is seen saying, "Can we apologize to Britney Spears?" with Ozzy remarking, "Oh, yeah, Britney, I really owe you an apology. I'm so sorry for making that comment. However, it would be better if you didn't do the same effing dance every day. Change a few movements." I was going to say, Brittany, never stop dancing. I love your dancing. It makes you happy. And I'm so sorry if any of us offended you, said Kelly and Sharon and all that. Yeah, they're all just fake, 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 fake people.
You know what? I always think that's kind of a half-ass apology when they throw in a however or a but. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we had it coming. But
Oh yeah,
but
but those two, hopefully they've
I'm kind of
mended.
disappointed. I was hoping there was a feud brewing there, man. I thought we'd have
Oh
an
yeah.
Ozzy Britney feud we could comment on for a while, but
Well, she's just totally whacked. What a shame. She really
yeah,
it really is a shame. She's still whacked out and dancing with knives and crap. And if you, I assume she still has the money now that she's gotten rid of the conservatorship. But boy, she's not the kind. I don't think she'd spend it wisely. I just feel
Yeah, I think that they're
sorry.
they're they're rethinking that, letting her
Yeah, well, they
kind of
really
go on her
should.
own
And
thing.
what a shame, especially when you have kids and shit. You gotta get right. And she's always, Hollywood screwed her up. She was probably screwed up from the beginning, but you get into that grind with the Disney and the Hollywood
Dude,
children things and all that crap
yeah,
and
to the world you're a star, but to them you're a product, man, and they
product
just
and that shit.
push you like a piece of meat. Yeah.
What a shame. So I
Uh,
hope she gets her stuff
eh,
together.
yeah, we
That's
haven't
all.
heard for Brittany hasn't responded to that yet, and I hope she'll take it as it's intended, and
Oh,
all will
she
be
come back.
well.
Oh, I love you, Osborne. You're the best. Blah. It'll be just a sappy
I don't think so.
fake.
I think she's still gonna be pissed. I hope it fires up a feud. Come on, Brittany, fire it up, babe.
Okay, there
Take
you
out all
go.
your frustrations on Ozzy, man. Come on, let's do it.
Ozzy versus Brittany. That's all I got to say about that. All right, moving on. Well, here's a name we haven't talked about in a little bit, but he couldn't help but get himself back in the news, and that would be none other than here he is, Wes Scanlon. Wes Scantlin, singer, guitarist for Puddle of Mud. Well, he's in trouble again. He's been in trouble forever. He never ending source of information for us. Reportedly, he was pulled over for a traffic violation in Burbank, California, and he was asked to get out of his car after police realized he had a warrant for a previous alleged offense of possessing a weapon at an airport. So guess what? He decides he's refusing to leave his Hummer H2. Christ, he's got a Hummer H2. What the hell? Even after a crisis negotiator was called in to negotiate, forcing the cops to use pepper spray to get Scantlin out. When even the pepper spray didn't work, the Burbank Police Department's Special Weapons and Tactics, that's the SWAT boys, was called around 4 a.m. to break the car window to shoot non lethal pepper balls to make him leave his truck and surrender. Ah, I got, well, it
There's a
reports that
lot there, man.
yeah, let's just finish out here though. We get back to it. He reports that Scantlin was taken to the hospital to get his eyes flushed from the pepper balls, but is otherwise unharmed. He's been booked for weapons warrant and a new charge of resisting arrest, and is due court in August 20th. Number one, it's one guy, one probably who's probably drunk or wasted guy in a Hummer H2, and you give him probably hours, and then you call SWAT. You just go up there with your nightstick, pop out the window like I see on these.
Dude, even before that, they brought in what, a crisis counselor or whatever.
Yeah, try Wes. Could you,
I
how are
don't
you
see that in the
feeling?
videos I watch on YouTube, man. They just bust out the window and grab him, man, or open the door and grab him, whatever.
Oh boy, yeah, a crisis negotiator was called in to negotiate. Come on, Wes. Come on, step out, Wes. What the? Are you kidding? The only crisis negotiator you need is the thing to break the side window, open
Yeah.
the door, and pull his ass out like that. One of my favorite things these days is on YouTube. They've got all sorts of sites, police activity,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
scoopers, which are all police videos of busting idiot people. And it just amazes me. They don't call crisis negotiators and them. They pop out. You gonna roll down the window? No, you're not.
And
At
then when
that
that
point,
don't work, then they call the SWAT team.
yeah, really. Well, first they do the cop will go up. You're not gonna roll down your window. No. Oh, well, at that point they bust it out. All the videos I see on you bust it out. You open the door and you pull them out. No, no. These numbnuts. Oh, let's call the crisis negotiator. It's Wes Scantlin. So they call him, and it still doesn't work. And let's blast him with pepper balls. It still don't work. Then they call SWAT for one
I mean,
stupid
this is
guy.
Burbank, California, too, though.
What
So
a what a waste
take
of
that into account, I
resources.
guess.
What a waste of resources. Man, oh man. So yeah, he's in a world of hurt. And you know, some guys like we were just talking Britney Spears. Some people that they need mental help. He's obviously one. He's constantly in the news.
Yeah,
So
like was just a rundown of some of his past indiscretions, I would say. February last year, he got arrested outside an old home that that he foreclosed on.
Oh,
He was
sh-
foreclosed on his home, booted out, and then returned. And
ah,
there was also an incident, and oh gosh, going back to in 2016, where he had various meltdowns on stage, including a fan of stealing his house. So yeah, seems to have a problem with housing. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, 2017 tried to board a plane with a BB gun, um, and he ended up being banned from LAX airport unless for work. Well, why else was he betrayed? And they got
wow.
Burbank Airport right there too. That's not like a big ban, I guess. But anyway, he's banned from the airport. Trying to Denver, 2015, got arrested taking a joyride on the baggage carousel there. You got to think about airports, man. I don't know. 2012, taken into custody for an altercation with a flight attendant. So yeah, he's got a
Ooh.
thing with
Well, airport, yeah, air
with
flight.
airports. Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then last year, or was it maybe earlier this year, he had that incident in Michigan, right, where they had a club, the Machine Shop. If I remember, right, it's called the Machine Shop, and he canceled, saying that whoever his people that booked that gig didn't have his authority to book the gig, so he's
Right,
not
right.
going. And then they
Oh,
banned him. They put out a real nasty statement on this guy, like basically telling everybody, "Don't touch this guy with a 10-foot pole, man.
yeah.
He's bad news."
What a
And
shame.
sure enough, now here he pops up again. And I'm sure it won't be too much longer before he pops up for something else. But
Ah, boy. Yeah,
yeah, he
yeah, we'll
seems
be
to be a
keeping
troubled
that.
young man. Puddle of
Yeah,
Mud's kind of an appropriate name, I guess, for his
yeah,
band. Kind
boy,
of.
it's a puddle, that's for sure. A puddle of
His name is
nonsense.
Mud.
Yes, yes, indeed. Oh boy. Well, good luck, Wes. My gosh. Here we go. Here's an interesting one. Where are them two? There they are, right there. That's Yuri Geller and John Lennon. And holy smokes, headline from NME: Yuri Geller is elated after buying John Lennon's iconic glasses for 40,000 pounds. And he said, I would have gone up to 500,000 pounds. Holy cow, dude. That's pretty impressive. Wow. For a pair of glasses, but we all know the glasses. I'm sure it's the round pair, his iconic round pair of glasses. So, yeah, blue tinted spectacles. So freaking A. They're picked up by the television personality, international spoon bender, and self proclaimed illusionist,
Yeah, I was
Yuri
surprised this
Geller.
guy's even still around. Man. I remember
Yeah,
this
I
dude
know.
back in the '70s, man. Like,
77, yeah.
yeah, he was bending spoons with his mind and shit or whatever he was doing. And it's just one of those names you don't forget. Yuri Geller, just one of those kind of names that stick out.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he's 77 now, and I had no idea, but yeah, he and John were friends. And this came up, and apparently he's going to display the glasses. He has his own museum in Tel Aviv.
Oh,
So he also has a lock of John's hair and a
oh
sketch of a
man.
UFO he made. So
I'll
probably
be
picked up when they
darned.
were friends just along the way. But yeah, these glasses were in 1968. This guy Michaels, all they mentioned him by, he they didn't even say what the setting was, but he said he saw him sitting on a piano, and he kind of went to pick him up, and his girlfriend kind of, no, no, don't. And then John said, oh no, it's okay. And
Wow.
so he had him all this time, and now he's auctioning them off. And it's also going to be auctioned off along with 33 black and white photos of Abbey Road. So
Hmm.
I don't know what they got for that, but
Well,
got 40,000 pounds for his glasses.
wow. Dig that. It's righteous bucks, man. Righteous bucks. But, people got the money. They'll do what they want. So,
I remember a while back they auctioned off his stash box, like where he kept all his
stash.
contraband and whatnot. And, yeah, that'd be kind of cool to own, wouldn't it? John Lennon's
Oh,
stash
man.
box, man. I thought that'd be excellent to own.
I don't know what I'd use it for, though. Okay, moving on, moving on. Couple of tributes coming our way. Yeah. The first one is Robbie Robertson. Robbie Robertson. There's going to be a tribute show. Of course, Robbie Robertson, the legendary band member, the band member, if you will. Yeah, yeah, they're doing a tribute show called Life is a Carnival, a musical celebration of Robbie Robertson. And it's going to be going on October 17th in LA, baby. What do you think about that there, Doc?
Yeah, he passed here last year, and so now the tribute's coming, and Yeah, a lot of folks gonna be there. We got Eric Clapton, Trey Anastasio from Fish, Van
Fish,
Morrison, Bob Weir, Margot Price. People may be familiar with Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and
Tom,
Heartbreakers,
yeah,
Eric Church, Elvis Costello, Warren Haynes. Remember we saw him last year. That was
yeah,
a great show. Yeah.
Government Mule, yeah.
Bruce Hornsby, Jim James from My Morning Jacket, Jamie Johnson, Noah Khan. He's kind of a new guy. He's making a name for himself. Taj Mahal, Robert
Huh?
Randolph, Nathaniel Rateliff, Mavis Staples, Benmont Tench from the
Wow.
Heartbreakers, Don Was, and Lucinda Williams, and among others.
Don
And
was. Yeah.
yeah, this is going to be the production team led by this filmmaker. You might have heard of Martin Scorsese.
Oh,
Scorsese.
no
Uh,
kidding.
so it's
Martin
going to be kind of a
Scorsese.
la The Last Waltz in '76. So he did that project as well, Scorsese, and
Wow.
so he's involved in this, and they're going to be making some sort of film or documentary about it, and we'll see what
Dig
comes of
that.
it. But
We'll see. Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah, Robbie Robertson, man. He's definitely a deserving of such an honor. So it should be that'd be a hell of a show, man. All those folks, holy jeez.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know Clapton, he's getting to where he's having a hard time playing these days. I've read somewhere. Not surprising though, doing
Right.
this all his life, jamming with his finger, I imagine carpal tunnel or arthritis or whatever the heck, but yeah, it is what it
All
is.
right,
That'd be very cool.
I got a little tribute here. There's a little,
Uh-oh,
off the beaten path here, but
boy.
not mine. We brought it up a while back, passing of Steve Albini, and I don't know if
Ah,
folks were familiar with him in the
there he is.
big in the '90s alternative scene. Even before then, really, he was involved in the '80s, but out of Chicago. And he passed recently. He was a guy. He was involved in engineering and producing like Nirvana, Nevermind, and Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream, and
Woo.
you might have heard of those albums and a couple others.
Yeah.
So they're naming a street after him in Chicago. We have Steve Albini Avenue, and it's
I'll be
currently the
darned.
2600 block of West Belmont. And that was where his old studio was at, Electric Audio Studio.
Isn't it like the
And
2600 to the 2700? It's like
yeah,
one block.
yeah,
It's not like
yeah,
the whole street, folks.
right,
They ain't
right.
gonna change
No, no, no.
everything. Just an
Yeah, just that
honorary
block.
block.
Yeah, just
Uh-huh.
that block his studio was on, and they
Sure.
had a tribute, kind of little mini, I guess, tribute compared to Robbie Robertson, but on his 62nd, what would have been his 62nd birthday. And
Hmm.
PJ Harvey played, a lot of other folks I'm not familiar with, but his band Shellac, I don't know if people are familiar with them. I saw them open up for the Stooges, and I don't
Oh.
know. There's a little introduction of some different kind of music, but
Hmm.
yeah, they had another festival, Primavera Sound Fest. They're naming a stage after him,
Whoa.
and there's an alternative festival, and then where his band Shellac played every year, and they're going to
Okay.
name a
All
stage
right.
after him. So Steve Albini getting some love and some
Go Beans,
recognition.
man. Yeah, yeah. Here's the one. Here's the one everybody needs. Where's that? I got a good picture of him. Everybody loved Johnny Cash. He was a rebel. And if you didn't like him, there you go. There was his answers for you right there. Yeah, yeah. Johnny Cash. Well, the man in
Yeah,
black. The man in black will soon be the man in marble because later this year, Johnny Cash will become the first professional musician to take its place in Statuary Hall. Wow. In the U.S. Capitol. So, yeah, it's going to be unveiled September 24th, man. That's crazy. Uh, uh, I don't know. Statuary Hall. Well, I always figured it would be, generals and presidents and all them other jerk offs. Now they got actual a good person in there, Doc. Johnny
yeah.
Cash,
The
man.
first, like I said, first professional musician, and you know, who else?
Wow.
I mean, other. I guess the premise for being in there, every state gets two, and
Oh,
to
okay.
represent your state.
Oh,
And
okay. All
I
right.
guess previously they had, oh gosh, it was like an old previous governor James Clark and 19th century lawyer Uriah Rose.
Ah,
Well, you can kind
Uriah.
of guess why he's
He
19th
was
century. You kind
he
of
was
guess
a
why he's
heap. Yeah,
yeah.
he was a
So
heap.
they're going to be knocking those guys out. They had some racial implications. I'm assuming, or not assuming. That's what
Could
it
be.
was. And
Ah, okay.
so they're replacing them with Johnny Cash and the civil rights leader Daisy Bates,
All
and
right.
they will be representing the good state of Arkansas in the Hall of Statues there at the Capitol. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Eight
know,
foot tall bronze statue. Gonna be a stern looking Cash holding a Bible and a guitar. So that'll
yeah,
look pretty cool, actually. Yeah, yeah. How
yeah,
about that? And a boy, boy, yeah, what a rebel, man! This picture, there's a story behind this picture. I'm not. I had to review again the story, but
yeah.
he was a
Oh,
true
geez,
rebel.
yeah, that
Uh,
was directed at somebody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll find out about that, and it'll have a backstory coming up at some future show. But there you go, man. What a week! What a crazy. Like I say, Doc, I say it every time. Who knows what kind of crazy stuff the rock world's gonna bring us just in the next upcoming week, and it never lets us down. So thanks an awful lot for everybody for stopping by, uh, letting us lay the news on you. We sure do appreciate it. Of course, if you can, subscribe and like and comment, and we really do appreciate it. But can't go without saying goodbye to Doc. Why don't you let it go there, Doc?
Yeah, yeah, great show this week, man. I knew it would be, man. I was very much looking forward to it, man. Lots to get
Yeah.
into, and yeah, we had a wealth of good stories this week. So, as Murph said, we don't know what's going to come up next week, but we'll definitely be here to bring it to you. So, hope you are too. Till then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.